I'm Joanne Brady, and this is today's Friday at 11. Very select group of people we have here today. We have the prettier half of the team. We have myself, Joanne Brady from kidsdaysooutreviews.co.uk.
And hello, I'm Joy from Pinkody and the Sensory Seeker.
Right, well, hopefully Penny from Being Mrs. C, don't tell her about the pretty half of the team remark, by the way, is going to join us soon. But we're going to start off today by talking about what we did at half term, because for the majority of the country, well, maybe all of it actually, was half term last week. And for our half term adventures, apart from my usual work, we went down to Wiltshire and Dorset to visit some family, which was nice. We stayed in a couple of travel lodges, which was nice. Yeah, if any hotel groups would like to come forward, that would be good. And then we went to Longley Safari Park and Adventure Park for one day. And then we went down to my cousin's house in Weymouth, which was absolutely gorgeous, and stayed there for a couple of days. And we planned on spending a day at the beach, which we did, but it wasn't quite the day that the weather forecaster said it was going to be. And we spent most of it picking sand out of crevices. But it was nice. It was a good day. We had a good time. We met a lot of family. Sort of caught up with a lot of family we haven't seen for a while, which was nice. It was a long way for us to go. It was a good 250 miles away. So a bit of a trek, but we try and get down sort of every maybe a couple of years on that one. So what did you get up to, Joy?
Well, it was my birthday on the bank holiday Monday, so we took full advantage of the sun holidays and we went over to France. And thanks to Attraction Ticks, we went to Disneyland Paris for the day at a heavily discounted price. There's a post on my blog about how you can do it really cheaply, and it was open until midnight because all the fireworks and the illuminations. And yeah, we went and the kids got to see the Eiffel Tower and pointing out road signs and different signs and shops and things in France. And then we ended it with the new Heart Lake City opening at Legoland Windsor.
Oh, sounds good. That's really good. So we went to Longley, and we had to pay for ourselves, which is shocking. There's a birthday cake for you, Joy, by the way. Happy birthday.
Blow out the candle. Does that work?
Go on, I don't know. I'll put it on yours.
I'll have to get the effects out and rub it out.
So we went to Longley. It was quite a good day, actually. It was very expensive. They know how to fleece you once you get through the door. We had to pay for everything from buying a leaf to feed the giraffes, buying some honey to feed the parrots. What else did we buy? Buying some fish, and it was literally 2 fish in a pot for £1 to feed the seals. But you can't not do it. I mean, the giraffe feeding was awesome. And so I've got a video at the moment on my YouTube channel if you want to watch sort of some giraffe feeding and a little safari drive that we did as well, which was good. I still haven't got around to putting the post up because I'm just so busy at the minute, and this is the first week the children have gone back, so I've actually been able to catch up with some paid work, which is nice. And then next week, tomorrow we're going to the Science Museum. Next weekend we're going into Leicester to go visit Conkers and then possibly to Flying Cross Zoo. And then what are we doing our weekend after that? Oh, the weekend after that, I've got a very exciting weekend coming up on that one, but I'm going to have to leave that for a couple of weeks because I'm not sure if I'm allowed to share that one yet, which is good. Apart from that, we've not done very much, to be honest, in the half term. I mean, the trip away took 5 days, so that was pretty much most of the half term gone. What was your weather like over in France, Joy? Was it better than here?
Yeah, I believe you had a little bit. You had quite good over here, didn't you? Little bit of rain over here. We had a little bit of rain, not like while we were out and about. Like I think on the morning we were packing up, like first thing in the morning, it was a bit wet apparently. And we got up and the bin and stuff was wet, but otherwise it was shorts and in the outdoor pool. And we went to a Euro camp just past Orleans, and it didn't have an indoor pool, but it didn't need an indoor pool, and the outdoor pool had loads of slides and everything and a little lazy river, and it was brilliant. It was a bit frightening. There was a lot of children there. There was no lifeguards and no parents supervising them. So I was like, oh God. Yeah, I'm a bit of a cotton wool parent. That's just a bit much for me. But yeah, beautiful weather, beautiful. Had to keep slapping the old suntan lotion on.
So I remember we went to Disneyland Paris about 3 years ago, and it was kind of looking a bit overcast, but it wasn't too bad. And then we sort of walked through. It was the first day we got there. We walked through the gates. We put our ticket in the gate, and it was like the ticket in the gate was a trigger for the worst rainstorm I've ever seen in my life. It just came down like whoosh, and it was for about 10 minutes. And the town square flooded because it was coming down that heavy. And inside the ticket building, they've got like a load of lockers as you go in. Like load of where you can keep all your things, and the water was pouring inside the back of these lockers, like coming through the train track above, just coming through these lockers. God knows what the stuff was like inside the lockers that people had left, and it was just horrendous. And we stood there for about 10 minutes thinking, we've paid so much money for this trip, please stop. And within about 10 minutes it had stopped. Within about half an hour, it was just completely bone dry again and bright sunshine, and we were like walking around with our coats tied around us because we had to take our coats because it looked a bit overcast. And it was just really bizarre because it went from like 1 minute like really, I'm raining like I have never seen before, to bright sunshine, and everybody was back out wearing t-shirts again. But I think as well, I read somewhere that the park is actually built in the exact rainiest spot of France. Like they couldn't have picked anywhere that was more rainy for some reason. I don't know why, if it's just some sort of meeting on some rivers or something, or on the wrong latitude. I don't know what it is, but yeah, apparently it was the rainiest part of France, and I can quite believe it. Actually, that rain we had that day was just horrendous.
So what time?
We was all there huddled with our Max under the ticket booth area, going, "Oh, we're gonna get out on the rides. This is awful."
What time of year did you go then?
I think we went at about April. I think it might have been Easter. We went at April or May time. We went 1 year at December, and it was absolutely freezing, like proper. We were stood there like shivering in the queue.
Was it all magical with all Christmas stuff?
Oh, it was absolutely gorgeous. And you went down the main street, and every hour on the hour it snowed, and all this snow came out, and they had all the Christmas trees covered in snow, and Mickey and Minnie Mouse were in the Santa outfits and stuff, and it was really good, but it was absolutely freezing, really, really cold, really not nice at all. Just like, you know, second day we went, right, that's it, like 2 pairs of socks on, 2 t-shirts on, everything. It was just horrendous.
Talking of Christmas, I saw that they had all the Christmas stuff in the Disney shop. I don't know if that's there all year round, but they had all these like Disney princesses you could stick on the top of the tree and things. And of course, that's where we're on now, aren't we? Because next month it's all Christmas in July, and all the brands showing us what they've got for Christmas. Christmas pinnings already started. It's like, oh my God.
I'm still catching up with all my stuff I have to write up for Easter. Never mind. And we've got Father's Day coming up, Joy. How are you getting on with Father's Day?
Oh, God. Father's Day. Well, before Father's Day, I've got my husband's birthday and my wedding anniversary, all within days apart. So, and I'm trying to get him, what he really wants is this new, it's not new, he wants a PS Vita. We've had stuff before, but anyway, he wants PS Vita. He wants this certain bundle set thing, and he's, you know, he's found it online for me. So okay, I've gone along, and it won't add to my basket. So I'm like, how do I add it to the basket? I just want to buy this thing, but yeah. And yeah,
and your husband, is it? Big gamer, is he?
I don't have anything to do with my dad anymore, so it's
No,
Father's
your
Day.
husband, yeah.
It's all for my husband, yeah. So, but it's supposed to be, he said, oh, because we don't really do, like, you can buy stuff, but then it's just stuff. Do you know what I mean? And we've got enough stuff cluttering around the house. So he said what he really wants is this Vita, and then it'll be his birthday present, his Father's Day present, and his anniversary. So then that's his material thing. And then, for Father's Day, the kids are going to do a hamper. And it's going to have jam and sauces, and they're just going to, and hopefully some tea and stuff. And they're basically just going to look after him all day. And I've got stuff for him to play with coming through the post still. But yeah, they're going to make him his breakfast in bed, and make him his sausage sandwich with whatever sauce he wants. And they'll make cards and things, and just basically make it a bit special for him, and make sure he's relaxed. And my 11-year-old's been getting practice on my feet, but he's doing a very good job of a foot massage, so his dad might get a foot massage in there as well. How about you? How are you?
I think in true Days Out Reviews fashion, we're actually away without him on Father's Day. So he'll have a lovely time at home. He'll have the telly to himself and have the bathroom to himself. He can come and go as he pleases and cook what he likes. He'll be happy. to be honest. I think it'd be fine. But we do that thing as well where we don't really buy each other very much for Father's Day, birthdays, Mother's Day, because it's just you just end up with stuff that you don't need. I mean, we get the children to go out and choose something small, so you get some chocolate or maybe some new socks or something, just so they've got something to give him. But we don't need anything, Joy. It's just stuff on top of stuff, and I'm having trouble getting rid of stuff as it is, you know. So
But
you
not
get something you can eat
like
or wear. You can eat it or wear it. I'm happy, you know. I just don't need any more things. But like you say, I'd rather spend the money on something that actually big that he wants, like a PlayStation. Yeah, I think one year he got his motorbike, and we just sort of went, yeah, what that motorbike he just paid for, you're having that, you know. That's actually present done. Yeah, because otherwise you just end up with like this stuff you don't need, and we get enough stuff, don't we? Really?
Yeah. I don't know if you can hear the pinging in the background. I can just see more emails pouring in entitled Father's Day. Yes. Just Father's Day emails. It's like, yeah, and that's what I like about the Christmas thing. At least people start planning Christmas early. They don't like sort of leave it on top of you and go, right, we're like, what, how many days? 16 days away from Father's Day? And they're like, yeah, do you want to run a competition? You haven't even sent me the stuff out yet. How do you expect me to fit all this in? It's just
so we don't tend to review products really for Father's Day, just because we're not a product blog. But if anybody would like to send me a day out for him, that would be good. We like days out. We like days out. We're probably without the children. Do something adult for a change would be nice. Do something that doesn't involve giraffes would be lovely. Doesn't involve little kiddie rides or Peppa Pig. If it doesn't involve Peppa Pig, we're there.
Oh, Paultons will be very upset.
Tell you what, I love Paultons Park and I love Peppa Pig World. I think it's done really brilliantly. But the twins are just kind of, I wouldn't say growing out of Peppa Pig, but they're sort of moving on a little bit to more varied stuff now. And I think I've been a parent now for nearly 11 years, okay? I am Peppa Pig out. I'm very grateful to Peppa Pig, but do you know what? Let's move on. Then again, the stuff that's been replaced by the stuff that's replacing Peppa Pig is probably worse.
Those twirly-woos. Those twirly-woos look good.
What twirly-woos?
I think they're called twirly-woos. Mine are a bit old for it as well. I think they're going to be at Brit Mums.
Oh yeah, I did see that. I saw it went round the other day. Yeah. Is it a CBeebies thing?
I don't know.
Yeah, they looked a bit strange.
I saw them at the toy fair.
Yeah, so we're into at the minute. We're like things like Victorious and iCarly and the Haunted Hathaways on Nick.
Sam and Cat.
Sam and Cat. Yeah, we're all having to suffer all of that. Yeah, just constantly. And Bella and the Bulldogs is a new one. The one where the 14-year-old cheerleader becomes a quarterback for her high school's football team, which is a bit, I don't know, I kind of like the concept, but there's still quite a lot of stuff in there. I'm like looking at it thinking, I don't really like that, but it's just inane, really, to be honest. It's just inane path. But the girls seem to like it, so what can you do? Unless it makes a change from Peppa Pig, really. So
Lego Ninjago here, and they even watched it in French. I don't know if I mentioned that. In France, they were like, "Ooh, Lego Ninjago!" Can't understand a word of it, but ooh, recognise it all the same. You know, mine don't watch. Considering how many channels there are and stuff, they don't watch it that much now. And we do have rules, like the telly doesn't go on during dinner or before everyone's ready in the morning. It is an incentive if you've had your breakfast, brushed your teeth and got dressed and everybody else has done the same. Then if you're all quick enough, the telly can go on. And it's nice to see that even then they're choosing to play with the Lego or something instead of turning the telly on more and more. I don't know if that's a good quality of my children or the fact that there's so much rubbish on the telly.
Yeah, so there is a lot of stuff on telly in a minute, but we kind of don't have any rules on television. We certainly don't eat it during meals, and I will let the middle one watch it before school in the morning, generally because she's the only one who has actually got herself up, ready, dressed and breakfasted before anybody else. Yeah, I'd much rather we had sort of hours of Nickelodeon than hours of the news channel or music channels. Music channels these days are just horrendous. You know, really, every third video you just want to turn over because it's just so inappropriate. You know, before 9 o'clock at night, and well, it's just I just fear them wanting to watch music channels all day long. So horrible. So yeah, give me Sam and Cat any day of the week, I think, over MTV.
Yeah, no, we never get to MTV. We are on the children's channels, usually the iCarly channel, whichever channel that is. That's just my permanent channel. Sometimes I think I only have one channel in the house. So yeah, no, so I'm quite lucky then. But my 11-year-old did stay up and watch Born Naughty with me last night and was commentating on it and stuff. So that was quite.
Okay, how are you finding that? That was the documentary about children with sort of ADHD or
I think
sort of sensory disorders that made them appear naughty, isn't it?
Well, I think what they did was I missed last week because I was in France, and that was nice. I didn't use the internet. Oh, hello, Penny.
Hello. Sorry, laptop issues.
I think what they did was everyone I saw was diagnosed with autism, so that it was a case of the other child. It was issues that could be addressed. It wasn't anything underlying, basically. And I think there must have been some sort of what's it with the National Autistic Society, because they were on it, they were tweeting, they were supporting, they were getting the help and information out there. And it was quite interesting. I think it was things we'd forgot and like how we've progressed. Especially because the oldest has got Asperger's as well, and my husband was there just going, God, yeah, I remember doing that, and things like that. And I think you forget, it gets so hard that when it gets easier, you just forget all that you've been through, and it's just like, oh, wow, yeah, we had that. So, yeah, that was quite, and it was quite interesting to see how many people were just so judgmental and horrible on Twitter, not helped by a certain lady whose name I'm not going to promote, but a lot of let's give them a slap and things like that. And it's like
the Channel 4 programme, Joy, you're talking
yeah,
yeah,
it's finished now, isn't it? It was the last one.
I've only managed to watch one in the series so far, which I thought was really fascinating, but I've not watched the rest. I was going to watch it last night on Plus One, but I ended up watching Dementiaville instead. I don't know if you saw that last night.
I saw that as well, yeah.
Wow. Wow, that was quite a programme. Craig was just amazing.
I missed that one.
Sorry?
So come on in, Penny, what did you do over the half-term holidays? Because we've been
Half-term,
cleared our souls about Safari Park.
It looks like it was stressful.
I'm kind of trying to get over this morning before remembering, but I've just managed to take out, between Tesco's and my house, I've just had a suicidal pigeon and a suicidal magpie both go for it in front of my car, which was interesting, but still. Right, half-term, what do we do for half-term? Right, we had the Friday before half-term off school as a teacher training day, which was fantastic, because that meant we could go off on holiday on the Friday morning. So we just went up to Norfolk, where we rented a caravan up there for just 3 nights, so Friday through to Monday. And we were upgraded on our caravan, which is all very nice. It was swisher than our houses, to be honest with you. No kidding. So that was lovely. We were right next to the beach. It was fantastic. The weather wasn't too bad either. So we did that. We went to Bewilderwood. We went to, where else did we go? To the beach. We went to Great Yarmouth and did lots of touristy things. And it was fantastic, actually. And then we came back home and we had play dates, and we went and met up with some other bloggers actually up at a National Trust place nearby. So I met up with Annie Spratt from Mamasaurus and Helen Wills from actually Mummy, and Katie from Randomist, I think is her blog. I have to check now. And also Kerry Ann from Green Lily Tea. Is that the right one? Awful trying to remember names. So we all met up there, had a lovely day, and also I took little Miss C into London to go to the Nickelodeon store opening as well, which was fantastic. So it was a busy half term actually.
Oh, where's the Nickelodeon store? Because we're going into London tomorrow.
Number 1, Leicester Square.
Leicester Square, right, okay. We might get there if we have chance.
There's a big blog post about it on my blog as well. I will ping you a link over. And I also got a fantastic goodie bag full of stuff from there, and there's a nice video of all my goodie bag haul as well, which I've done. A little bit of promotion there.
Yeah, I suspect we'll probably have to have a goodie bag as well, but mine will have to be paid for. I think.
Yeah.
I can see a
There's a
serious amount of wallet emptying, I think, tomorrow.
fantastic amount of stuff in there, actually. Loads of SpongeBob stuff, loads of Dora stuff, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as well. So I'm quite
we've
impressed.
just been discussing the Nick TV channels for the older children, you know, the like Bella and the Bulldogs and iCarly and Victorious. So I can imagine you might have to have got anything like that there, I think.
I didn't see anything like that, but I have to admit, bit of a disclosure here, I don't actually watch Nickelodeon. We don't have Nickelodeon as a channel. So anything my kids have seen off Nickelodeon, they get off Love Film or off YouTube or something. So I have to admit, I don't know. I mean, there were some bits, and my daughter went to me, "Oh, look, Mum, that's Bubble Guppies." And I went, "How do you know that's Bubble Guppies?" And she's like, "Because the woman just said so." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh yeah, but I forgot about Bubble Guppies. Yeah, the twins are 4. They absolutely love Bubble Guppies.
Yeah, there's some Bubble Guppies. The big ones are Dora, SpongeBob, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But there are some other things there. But yeah, there was a few things in the goodie bag where I had to Google it and go, "So what's this then?" At least I'm honest.
And what's
we're heading up to London tomorrow. We're going to the Science Museum. I've got a sleepover for a few people.
Yeah.
We're going to go to there, so I might have to swing by Nickelodeon while we're there.
And what's happening about the sheep? I thought the sheep were going on the 25th of May, the Shaun the Sheep Trail, and then it's changed on the website to the 31st. I've seen more people Instagramming them still, so are they still there?
Well, I heard 31st of May. Certainly that was the date I'd always been told it was. And some local, because we're not very far from London, so some local friends of mine went into London on Saturday and Sunday at the end of half term, so the 30th and 31st, and went mad visiting all of them, and they managed to do, they've now done the whole lot. Sorry, postman arriving. So they went and managed to do quite a lot then, and they thought it was going on the 31st. That's certainly what they'd heard. So
yeah, people were definitely Instagramming and stuff as if, you know, we know what Instagram's like these days. It's not very instant, but it was very much after, you know, it was in June. So I was like, oh, they're still there.
Unless it's just the slow job of taking them all out again. But I wouldn't have thought it'd take that long. I mean, the poppies were there for a bit longer after the finish date because it took time to pick them all up and stuff. But Shaun the Sheep, I don't know. You wouldn't think it'd take that long to pick them all up, would it?
You'd think they'd keep them there until the 6th of July when they're then going to have a new lot in Bristol.
Unless it's just logistics of moving things around. I don't know. Do not know.
Yeah, I mean, we had a similar trail in Hull a couple of years ago, and it was a toad trail for Philip Larkin, and it was brilliant. Loads of people came out to see that. But yeah, there are still toads kicking around. The ones that got caught at sponsorship and were able to be put on private land are sort of still in the same position. And then those some of them got bought, and we go past a house regularly near us, and you can see one in the garden. We just bought it and put it in the garden, and it is brilliant. Wow. And we really wanted one. And I said to him at the time, I said, "Oh, we need to go and get a toad." Because there's about 50 of them. And my husband and everybody said, "Oh no, they're going to go for a lot of money." And I said, "I don't think they will. I reckon we can get one for about 800 quid." And I think the cheapest one went for about 500 or 600.
Right.
And afterwards, I went, "Oh, why didn't we go?" I went, "Well, sorry, am I invisible? You know, just words coming out of my mouth, not speak English. You know." Yeah, so a few people have got them in the gardens. Yeah, so somebody paid up to about £5,000, I think, for the most expensive one. Yeah, some of them were a bit after the sort of bad end of it.
You see, I love trails like this because they're just so accessible to everyone. You can go at your own pace. It doesn't cost you anything. I mean, the app cost, I think, £1 something if you wanted to get the app to track them all and stuff like that. But it wasn't compulsory, and that went to charity anyway. And I think they're a brilliant idea, and they get kids out walking. You know, people are walking around bits of London, exploring bits of London. I think they're a cracking idea. There should be, like, not a permanent one, but there should be a rotation of them permanently, if you see what I mean, in different places.
Yeah, so the whole one we did in about three different days. We went out once and then did one lot, and then we did another lot. There was only about 10 we didn't actually see because some of them were a bit further afield that we didn't really have the time to get to. But yeah, they absolutely loved it. And I was going, "Oh, when can we go and see the space toad? We haven't seen the space toad yet." So then you have to like do a little visit, you know, for the space toad and all them on there. But yeah, it was brilliant. So Hull's never really seen anything like it, which was good. But I'd seen
It's culture, isn't it?
City of Culture, yeah, it is in 2017. We've got a couple of years' work to do yet. But yeah, I mean, the Larkin show was maybe, I think it was 2011, 2012. and it was absolutely massive. And I think that sort of opened people's eyes as to what we could achieve in Hull, and we could get the visitors in just by doing something like really simple, because it's not difficult. You know, they've got 50 fiberglass toads, said to 50 artists, there you go, and then they just found somewhere to put them. You know, and that was all they did.
Was it Liverpool that was one of the first cities of culture where everyone kind of went, what?
Yeah.
And was it Liverpool that? And you look now, and no one bats an eyelid when you say that you're going to Liverpool to go to a gallery, all this kind of stuff. It's just now accepted, and I think that's the thing, that at first everyone in the media was kind of like, oh, this is ridiculous, how could you ever call that city of culture? And I know people said the same, dare I say, about Hull, but actually, if you just put, or a city, town, whatever, puts in the work, and it's just, I think it's this whole almost like broken window syndrome that they talk about in the US, you know, if people put in the effort, it makes a big difference, and community, you know, build up around things.
And it's the same for Glasgow, because I studied cities of culture when I was at university, because I was an economic geographer. And we did Glasgow, and the benefits to Glasgow has been incredible, because they were a European city of culture.
Yeah.
And last time was Londonderry, and they were the first UK city of culture. And they're I don't think the profile's gone up so much, but certainly new businesses coming in and stuff has made a big difference. But the Hull one, I don't think they actually did a great deal of work in terms of their offering. What I think they did is they actually said, you know what, we're as good as any other place, and we just showed what we were already good at and promoted that rather than sort of adding to. But now the clean-up's beginning now. You know, we're now getting the money in to actually do those things that we need to do, which is great. Yeah, quite looking forward to it, I think.
But this is where it winds me up when you hear about people saying, oh, why do we need these culture budgets, just slash the budgets and everything else. And I think it's important to realise just how much money going into those sorts of things can actually have a bigger benefit that you might, or some people might not, you know, initially realise.
Yeah, so it sounds like Hull doesn't need it, not because we haven't got anything to offer, but because I don't think people do appreciate what culture we have got. And the morning it was announced on Twitter, we went, oh God, Hull, what culture has Hull got? And I thought, well, we've got Hull culture, same as, you know, Birmingham's got Birmingham culture, St Albans has got St Albans culture. We've got Hull culture, and people don't necessarily get it. They don't necessarily get our sense of humour either. That's a different thing altogether. But that's not to say that it shouldn't be celebrated and it shouldn't be sort of pushed forward, really. And we've got a lot of stuff going on, and it's great.
But I think it's also possible to live in a town or city and not realise what's going on around you, because if you're kind of in your little blinkered world, not saying that's wrong, but, you know, if you're just kind of busy getting on with your job, with kids, family, whatever, you don't always see what's going on around. I mean, I'm always amazed. I keep discovering things going on here that I didn't know about. And I'm here most of the time, you know, I'm working from home and stuff, but yeah.
I mean, a lot of the negativity as well for city of culture came from within the people in Hull. Because, oh, well, you know, we live in it, it's a dump and blah, blah, blah. But actually, I've lived in a few places, and Hull's no more of a dump than other places. It's just that we don't sort of shout about what we have got, and I think what City of Culture has done is promoted what we have got already and sort of shouted that a bit louder. There's a few celebs coming forward out of the woodwork. Now they're suddenly proud to be back in Hull, which is good.
Who was celebs from Hull then? Because the only one I can think of, and she's not really a celeb, there's someone on Twitter I follow who's a journalist who was down at BBC London, which is where I first came across her, and she's from Hull and always talks proudly about being from Hull. But I don't know many other celebs. Oh, I think my postman's coming back.
No, a lot of them tend to move out, to be honest.
Oh, it's a new postman.
I was going to say it's a bit later than normal. It usually comes about 15, 16
No,
minutes.
the normal one's gone. This is my daughter's birthday present from my sister. I'll go and get this one.
Okay. So come on, Joy, what do you love about Birmingham then? Or where is it Birmingham you live in?
No, I don't know. No, I am from Birmingham. Again, going back, it's just little things that were just nothing when you lived there. Just going back to silly things like the canal. And walking down Broad Street and that, and all the flowers and everything, you know, because I live in a little tiny town now, you know, and it's just amazing. But you take it for granted. But when you live there, you're like, oh, it's the canal. It's a bit stinky, you know. It runs along, and you know, and just all the theatres and all the you just. And I think coming away, I just think, why isn't Birmingham more recognised? Why doesn't more happen there? You know, it's the second city, but it's not treated like the second city, and I just see that more now, coming away. But the hardest thing, I moved from Birmingham to Bristol, and it was how many people didn't want anything to do with me. Oh, what have we got? Is that a Mattel box?
I don't know. I'm about to open. One of them is from my sister, which is for my daughter's birthday. Hang on. Whoops.
The brown one looks very Mattel.
We have live excitement on from Friday at 11.
I'm trying to show these. I'm trying to show these boxes without giving away my postal address. Which one? This one, you reckon?
Yeah. Oh, it says character options on it. No, that's a character.
Hang on. That one's my daughter's birthday present. Now this big one says Nickelodeon on it. Interestingly.
Ooh.
Ooh.
That looks very staged now, Penny.
Are we going to have a live unboxing, or are you saving that for your YouTube audience?
I might just quickly open them and work out what they are. I'm trying not to give away my postal address that's on the front of them all, though. That's the...
In case you come round and nick a SpongeBob souvenir.
I know what this is. It's not Mattel. This is Yummy Nummies.
Oh, where's mine?
Your postman will be coming, Joy. I can't get it out.
Regular times like yours. What we got? What we got?
I don't know. Hang on. I'm trying to get this out. This says on it Yummy Nummies Graphics.
Oh yeah, I've got to put my badge on today. Ooh.
What are Yummy Nummies?
They are these from Japan. They're quite bonkers. Basically, bonkers in a good way, bonkers, like typical Japanese bonkers, in that you make these like miniature foods from like packets of powder and stuff, from what I can gather. But it's supposed to taste just like real food and things like that. So
Have you not eaten one before?
Sorry?
Not eaten one before.
No, I've not eaten one before.
It's not that bad. the emphasis is it's not meant to replace your main meal, right?
Yes, it's not meant to replace your main meal. So I'm just having a...
It's really good. They've sent us some videos to watch, and it just looks so effective. And it's just literally like mixing this powder with water, so that the kids can do it, and the kids can feel that they've achieved something by the look, you know, how I interpreted it. And it's just, but it had so many skills for the kids, like following instructions, fine motor skills. What have you got?
So I've got cookies.
Oh, cookies!
And pizza party maker.
Well, I hope I've got the same. I've got my husband's birthday next week.
And I've got some napkins and a paper plate.
Haven't you got a party to organise?
Yes, that's where I've been this morning. I've been in Tesco's madly shopping for stuff.
You should have just had a Yummy Nummies party.
Not enough here to feed 31 children, which is what I've got to do. Which is
Have another party.
Seriously, I've just been in Tesco's for over an hour buying party food, and I've just had stuff in my fridge, like enough cocktail sausages and things like that to feed 31 kids. Right.
Are you having them all at home?
No. I'm hiring a hall and an entertainer as well, because there's no way I can entertain that many kids for that long.
No. We've got a birthday coming up soon, an 11th birthday, which is really quite scary. Yeah, I've said no birthday parties this year. I cannot cope with the politics anymore. And she decided she wants to go to Harry Potter studio tours. So now I'm just trying to find a date that suits us, which is probably about September now, I think. We're looking at the booking forms on the Harry Potter World, because it's very popular. We can only get either 9 o'clock in the morning tours or 6 o'clock at night. And we want to spend a bit more time there, really, and not have to get so early. So it might be September before we get there. But I've banned parties now at my house. We won't go into why, but they are now banned.
Well, you see, she's never had a big party before. We had like a handful of friends over last year, and that was it. So, yeah. What's this say?
How old is she going to be, Penny? Penny, how old is your daughter going to be?
She's going to be 5. It's all right. I'm very confused because I now have a thing.
Okay, so the twins are going to be 5 this year. They've asked for a big birthday party, and I think 5 is a point where you do have the big birthday party. I think most people do. So I think we can definitely do one this year.
See, what's confused me now is a thing saying thank you for running a competition on your blog to support the new Nickelodeon store opening. I haven't. Please find the competition prize enclosed. Am I supposed
you don't even get to keep the SpongeBob souvenir.
Well, I got a goodie bag. This looks like what I got in my goodie bag, but I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with all this because I can't post this lot off to someone.
No, that's a bit awkward. That is a bit awkward. Right, anyway, we're going to let you get off then, Penny, to
Start emailing.
and then, yeah, let Joy get back to her Father's Day emails.
Yeah.
And I've actually got proper work to do, ladies.
Oh. Oh,
So are we back here next week?
I think so.
What should we talk about next week?
Oh, I might be back next week. I've got a meeting in the morning, so I'll aim to get back to talk to you, ladies.
Okay, so if Penny deigns to grace us with her presence, that would be good. And if not, we'll see you all next week. So it's bye from me.
Bye.